Since the beginning of life, animals and plants have lived and evolved sustainably with the presence of the sun in the daytime, which has acted as an abundant natural light source. At night, animals and plants have experienced a minimal amount of natural light provided by the moon and stars. For millions of years, life has functioned under this natural clock. Recently, however, humans have started to rely on artificial light sources to illuminate the night. Within the past few decades, artificial light has become especially prominent in more industrialized cities such as New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles. And the increasing rate of these light sources is not stopping. Researchers have indicated that artificial light around the globe increases at an estimated rate of 2.2% per year. Although artificial lighting has been helpful to our ability to see at night, it has also come with many negative consequences on various species of wildlife, including birds. To understand the negative effects that light pollution imposes on birds, it is important to first understand how this emergence of artificial light contributes to light pollution, and how light pollution has negatively affected the lives of birds around the world. So, what is light pollution? Light pollution refers to the unnecessarily excessive use of artificial light sources. The main components of light pollution are glare, sky glow, light trespass, and clutter. Glare refers to the unnecessarily excessive brightness that can hurt the eyes. Sky glow is the result of artificial lights brightening the night sky, which can easily be seen in inner city areas with a lot of artificial light. Light trespass refers to artificial light that shines in unintended and unneeded areas. Many streetlights emit light trespass that extends past areas that are intended to be lightened. The last main component, clutter, refers to the unnecessary and excessive grouping of artificial light sources. All of these components become prominent when many artificial light sources are implemented into an area. When light pollution increases in an area, it becomes extremely difficult for birds to migrate safely at night. In the United States, birds migrate long distances up and down the country to new areas in accordance with the change of seasons twice a year. In North America, there are 4 flyway routes that are traveled by birds. These flyways include the Pacific, Central, Mississippi, and Atlantic Flyway. Birds as large as herons and as small as sparrows often migrate during the night. Migrating at night provides birds with a calmer and cooler temperature compared to the midday heat, while also giving them a time when predators are not as prevalent. When birds migrate nocturnally, they rely on the stars to orient themselves and navigate them to their destination. But when artificial light is scattered throughout their path, they become attracted to it, leading to the birds to divert their path to unwanted and dangerous territory. Because artificial light is most prominent in inner city areas populated with large skyscrapers, many migrating birds often find themselves trapped in these concrete obstacle courses. Many buildings emit a lot of light, which attract the birds, and this results in birds flying into the windows of these buildings, either severely injuring them or, in most cases, killing them.
Most buildings have lots of reflective glass, so they fly up and they hit the glass, not seeing it, thinking it's a part of the reflection that it's showing them.
Each year, close to 1 billion birds die due to striking the windows of these buildings at high speeds. So, it is quite apparent that a staggering number of birds are dying due to the negative consequences stemming from light pollution. However, these negative consequences can be minimized through the implementation of the Lights Out program. The Lights Out program is a multi-city program run by various zoos and Audubon societies around the country. This program pushes for the purchasing of lights that minimize light pollution, but above all, the program advocates for building owners and households to turn their lights off at night for the purpose of allowing a safe passage for nocturnally migrating birds.
The effort to reduce lighting at night is basically to provide migrating birds safer passage on their journey, either southwards in the fall to their wintering grounds or northwards in the spring to their breeding grounds.
Lights Out programs have been integrated all over the United States. Some of the most prominent Lights Out programs have been employed in Baltimore, Dallas, Portland, and many more. Now, one of the latest cities to implement the Lights Out program is Jacksonville, Florida. Lights Out Northeast Florida is in association with the Duval Audubon Society, St. John's Audubon Society, and the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. Geographically, Jacksonville is the largest city in the United States, covering about 874.3 square miles. When birds migrate via the Atlantic Flyway, they pass right through Northeast Florida, which means that twice a year, Jacksonville witnesses millions of migrating birds passing through.
The amount of birds that fly through Jacksonville is the second largest on that flyway. So there's a lot of birds that pass through here.
Many skyscrapers, high-rises, low-rises, and households are scattered throughout the greater Jacksonville area. Because Jacksonville poses a major threat to nocturnally migrating birds, it is incredibly important for the Lights Out program to be implemented.
It doesn't matter if this particular songbird is endangered or not. We need to be paying attention to all of nature and getting on top of problems like this one before species become endangered is really the key. You can't wait and do it species by species. You've got to look at big picture problems and find ways to solve them.
Following the path of other successful Lights Out programs, Lights Out Northeast Florida will work collaboratively with local businesses to reach a solution for birds to migrate safely. The main solution that will hopefully be reached is for businesses and households to turn off their lights at night.
We're not going to eliminate the problem of birds crashing into buildings because of lights, but we're going to reduce it.
In addition to collaborating with local businesses and households, volunteers for Lights Out Northeast Florida will go out to various areas across the city at early hours to collect the birds that have unfortunately perished due to striking the windows of buildings. While this is a very upsetting activity, it is important to get an idea of how many birds are subject to these fatal consequences and to collect data for research purposes.
If you live in the area, feel free to reach out to our Gmail. We have a Gmail email address, lightsoutnf@gmail.com, and there we'll get your interest if you want to volunteer to help monitor some specific routes in downtown Jacksonville, or if you want to help with the awareness building and spreading the word of this issue that we're trying to address and encouraging family and friends and businesses throughout the city to turn off their lights at night. Just email us at lightsoutnf@gmail.com.
As you can see, light pollution is an alarming issue that continues to impair the lives of billions of nocturnally migrating birds, especially in major cities. Jacksonville is not an exception to the negative effects, which is why Lights Out Northeast Florida is an incredibly important and beneficial program to be implemented.
One of the things I love about the Lights Out program is it's a collaborative approach. It's not one organization or one individual saying, I'm going to do this project and it's going to make a difference.
Purchasing outdoor lighting that minimizes light pollution, such as full cutoff fixtures, fully shielded decorative fixtures, and flush-mounted canopy fixtures, is a great way of ensuring the safety of migratory birds. More recent research has revealed that certain colors of lights may also pose different threats to not only the lives of humans, but also birds. Lighting that contains high amounts of blue light have been shown to brighten the night more than any other light color. So implementing warmer lights, such as ones that minimize blue light, will greatly reduce the adverse effects on traveling wildlife. But above all, turning your lights off at night, specifically from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. during migratory seasons, is the best way to help our feathery friends reach their desired destinations. To learn more about Lights Out Northeast Florida, please visit the websites of the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens, the Duval Audubon Society, and the St. John's Audubon Society.